So we're back here on 970 talking about the local real estate market, talking about getting your home ready to sell. And we have Kim Magnuson from Show Homes Tampa and Troy White from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I think one of the other things you mentioned, Kim, the staging from curbside and how important that is. Mm-hmm. Because curb appeal is one of the most important things by far for people to do to get the home ready. I mean, when people drive by the home or when they see that first picture, they need to see a well-manicured lawn. They need to see something nice. It doesn't have to be extravagant. I mean, you don't need waterfalls and all kinds of crazy stuff, but you need some nice-looking grass. You need some fresh mulch, some nice plants. And again, you want to make it consistent with your neighborhood. You know, if you're in a $200,000 or $300,000 neighborhood, then you go to a certain level. If you're in a $1 million neighborhood, you maybe go up a little bit more, and you have to make it consistent with the neighborhood. And Troy, that was something you mentioned, on the break to Kim that you guys do is, so let's say somebody's got a house and they need to clear it all out of debris and junk in the yard. You guys do that too.
Right. It's just not on the inside of the house. We do a lot with the exteriors, whether it's yard debris, construction debris. And we do all the work, so they just point to what they want to go, and we'll take care of all that. They don't have to drag it to the curb. So, but that it gives it a better appearance and just a better visual. Absolutely.
And I think the consumer online, and we know this because we've tracked it for years. That first photo, we've gone in and marketed homes that have been on the market for long periods of time with other realtors that had bad pictures. And specifically that first picture being bad, and gone in, no changes to the price. Obviously a more improved marketing plan, but rephotoing the property, and it's amazing how much of a difference that makes in terms of getting attention for the property. And it goes back to the weather thing. I mean, it's all about presentation. So if we're presenting the property online, and I'm presenting a $1 million house, I can't tell you how many times I look at homes that don't sell, and I see a $1 million home, and the front photo is like cloudy and dingy and ugly out. It's like, you're selling a $1 million home. Go back on another day. Like, pay the photographer to go out another day, spend a little bit more money, and get a picture with some blue skies in there. But it's amazing how much of a difference that makes. And I can't tell you how often we get people to call us and say, hey, I've had my home on the market. It didn't sell. It's expired. I took it off the market. And they want to sell it, and so often it's photos and video that we do that separates it, that really makes it pop. Because if that first picture, just like that drive-by, I mean, that's the first picture has replaced the consumer drive-by.
You do a really great job at that as well. So, and you're right, it is important. 95% of buyers view online, and that's huge. So it's not like it was back in the day when the realtor would hand you a bunch of sheets and you see the house.
I mean, there are still realtors out there that say they only put one photo online because they want people to call them to see it. It's like, no, they're not going to call you. They're not going to be curious if the property has one picture. They're going to say, there's something wrong with that house, I'm going to the next one. They want photos and video. And I mean, there's still realtors out there do that on high-end homes. It's like, come on, man. You can't attract a $1 million guy from Europe or Miami if you don't have enough information online for him to get excited about the home. But that's what we see a lot, and you're not really getting the home fit to sell. You can do all these amazing things to stage it and prepare it and paint it and upgrade it, but if you hire a realtor that doesn't take the time to do great pictures, or even do pictures at all, you take one of them, they don't get to see all the beautiful things you did to the house. So I think it's so crucial. I mean, it even goes from a standpoint of, if you're interviewing realtors, ask them, hey, look, show me some examples of the photos that you've used of properties. And if the realtor themselves is taking the pictures, it's a red flag. There are some realtors that are good photographers, but few and far between. I mean, but they're photographers that are professionals. They do it for a living. They're fantastic at it for a reason. That's why they have their own business doing it.
Right.
It's kind of like if like you, Troy, doing what you do, and you, Kim, doing what you do. I mean, people just can't pick that up and do it immediately themselves without some training or education. And the same thing with photographing a room or a house. You got to have some experience. You got to have the right equipment, and I can't tell you how often that picture was taken with an iPhone. I can tell that picture was taken with an iPhone. That picture, I can see the car's mirror in the pit. Like they were too lazy to even get out of the car. They're literally like, they're taking it from the car, right? They're taking the picture.
Street.
I'm serious. I can't tell you how often I see it. They're taking a picture from the car, and you can see like the curve of the mirror in the picture. They couldn't even angle enough. So, again, so if you're marketing a home, ask for samples of that, and really make sure you're putting your best foot forward, because you can do all these amazing things with the home, but if the photos and the video don't show that off, you're not attracting that consumer.
Plus, then what they see in that photo, if they see tons of clutter, when they
Right.
click into the kitchen and into the family room, and it's just, they can't even see the walls
Right,
or
you
how
can have
big
an
the room is.
amazing granite countertops, but if they're
Right.
covered with 27 different blenders
does
and
no
coffee
good.
machines,
Right.
no one knows what's going on, you know.
Yeah.
We're
Or
going
the
to be back.
refrigerator's covered with magnets.
Right, I hate that. I
Takes
hate
away
that.
from the appeal.
So we're going to be back talking about, continue and talk about getting your home fit to sell.